Hey, this is Blair with Namastir. I'm going to teach you guys 3 drinks today in increasing sophistication. Right now, it's getting hot in Texas. We're expecting a high of about 105, so you want to stay hydrated. So what we're going to do is we are going to have a watermelon with mint Topo Chico. Topo Chico is a sparkling mineral water. Coca-Cola bought it in recent years, so it'll probably be in your hometown soon. It's probably just in the south. I think up in the north you could probably use a San Pellegrino or a Perrier, something like that, as long as you got a little sparkling. Because what's going to happen is this watermelon's going to absorb all the bubbly goodness. And when you get down to the bottom and you eat the watermelon, pow! It's going to have some nice effect for you. So we want to muddle some mint. Now, old BL, he grows his own mint because, as you are probably starting to figure out, I'm on the hippie short train to Hippieville. I don't know what we would call that, but basically trying to grow as many of my fruits and vegetables as the Texas weather in my backyard's capacity will allow. So mint's super easy to grow. It's crazy invasive. If you water it, it'll grow like crazy. And you'll have to kind of come up with ways to use it. So you muddle up the mint, get that in there, take a couple of scoops of watermelon, get it in there. I like a little watermelon juice, sort of a natural sweetener. Now, you open up the Topo Chico, like that. And here you go. See the bubbly goodness? So when you mix it, you may want to get those mint leaves to the bottom, or it's going to get in your teeth. My friends, what you've got is a very refreshing summer drink. Now I'm going to stir it up. That is damn fine. Okay, well, I'm a little bit classier. It's later in the day, so now we can have a little imbibing. I've got gin and I've got vodka, because America may be catching up on the gin craze, but we are still way behind. A lot of people don't like it. So this is a drink easily made with gin or vodka, so we're gonna do both. So I've got some glasses of ice. Pour a little gin in. Over here, what shall we do? We should pour a little vodka in. Now, earlier you saw me wearing a Texas A&M hat. To the best of my knowledge, Enchanted Rock is owned by Aggies, which is pretty cool. I'm sure Boodle's British Gin is not, but I do like English Premier Soccer. I'm a Tottenham Spurs guy, so I do like an English London Dry Gin. Helps with the sophistication. So what we're going to do is a spin on the gin and tonic. What we are going to make it with is blueberries that you see here. I poured some in a bowl now and washed them up. A little bit of lime, and then also from my garden, now we have basil. So we're going to be putting blueberry and basil, a little bit of lime, then we'll mix in some tonic. It'll be friggin' genius, and we'll be off to the races. All right, so we've got our gin and vodka. Don't want to mix them up. It's easy if you got this, but sometimes if you're making it for it, I just like to put it in alphabetical order. So G over here to my left before V. So let's get started. You've got to muddle up these here blueberries. The blueberries are awesome. They give you that superfood and all that good stuff, but they're a little bit of a pain in the butt. And the last thing you really want is them in your glass, driving you crazy, getting in your teeth and all that good stuff. So I brought a little strainer, and we're going to strain some of this good juice through there. So we muddle. You get some good fart sounds in this. So for me, not just the taste, but also, well, quite frankly, just the enjoyment of it. All right. So So we've got our beaten to heck blueberries. Ding! I'm here. So you do kind of have to encourage a little liquid here. So I like to pour my tonic in here, let it foam up like that, get kind of excited, mix the tonic in, continue to muddle a little bit. Now's when the strainer's going to come in handy. Woo! Love making a mess. So you see how my gin is now purple? I'm going to do the same thing for the vodka. Now, there ain't nothing wrong with those blueberries. So I put them back in here, mix it in with some fresh ones, and get back on that muddle train. And then you start to wonder, did BL learn a lesson on spilling? Probably not. That's what towels are for. So I got these mushed up a little bit. Put our little tonic in to moisten it up. Look at that, didn't have to spill it that time. Mix it up. Now we're going to do the same thing with our vodka. Whoop, don't run off lime. Get that good blueberry strain juice in there. Turn that vodka nice and purple. But yet keep all of that stuff that's going to get in your teeth out. Put that bad boy aside. Now, we're going to muddle up some of this good fresh basil. Split it between the glasses. So I picked the basil up earlier. Man, it smells good. We're just going to split these between the two glasses. Just to get a little garden flavor in these bad boys. Get in there, baby. All right. Now, the lime. One slice in each will do. And again, this is a summer drink because all that good, yummy, what is it? Quinine? Quinine? Oh no, that's that group that's trying to take down Trump. I think that's what's in here. Man, this show just got real political. So now you got your lime and your basil. Fill it up with tonic. I gotta go back down. Perfect. My favorite brand is Fever Tree. Find it in your local grocery store. If people come over and it's a big group, I ain't using Fever Tree. But for individual cocktails, works great. And that, my friend, is a blueberry basil gin and tonic with a splash of lime. All right, now the day is winding down. It's time for an evening type of cocktail. I like to dress up as if I'm in the South and I've been socializing all day. We're gonna make a old fashioned. So I've got some hot water in here, about 1 ounce of hot water, and I'm gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of dark brown sugar. And we're gonna make our own little simple syrup. Now, I don't usually do this. I actually keep brown sugar simple syrup in the refrigerator. However, for the show, I want to be able to show you how to make one. So you're going to want to get that fully dissolved. So we're going to stir it around a little bit, let that hot water work its action. And then we're going to use some of this agnostic bitters. Just couldn't get it to care less whether or not there's a God. 2 dashes. And then it's Buddy Orange Bitters, also 2 dashes. I tend to like my old fashions a little bit sweet because I do drink straight bourbon, so I want it to taste a little bit, different than a glass of straight bourbon. And I do that with Maker's Mark cherry juice. So I will put 1 of these teaspoons, just a common kitchen teaspoon, and then continue to stir that up in there. Now, I don't like to eat those. I like to eat a dark brandied cherry, so that's going to be coming in at the very end. Now what we want to do is we want to get some zest from a lemon, not even a lime, in this case an orange. So we're going to take a nice hearty peel, going to put the beautiful side out and squeeze it. And see if you can look at your water mixture and see if there's a little splash. If there is, then you are on your way. And to assume that I am a professional. So once you got the singes around there in, and now comes the bourbon. Most people would call for a rye, so I follow tradition. Redemption rye, something that we got turned on to when the Brindleys and I and Dawn all went down to Kentucky for July 4th in 2018. What a great time that was. Redemption has been one of my favorites since. Now, you've got your whiskey bourbon, you've got your bitters, you've got your simple syrup, and you've got your cherry juice. So really, you're getting pretty close to having this done. The one thing you are going to need is an ice cube. So an ice cube needs to be a little bit more than just getting it out of the refrigerator, the small cubes. I like to put a nice, 2 by 2 inch cube in there. If you've got the balls, that's great. Now, I like to eat a cherry. I don't like those cherries. I like these cherries, as we've already discussed. So you get a fancy toothpick. You say a little prayer of appreciation for your wife that she keeps you with fancy toothpicks for your cocktails. And there you go, my friends. And what you have is a BL Old Fashioned. No steps missing, all delicious. Oh yeah. If you don't live in the South, that's a pretty good way to come close. Namastir the pot, baby.